Welcome everyone to Sonic's 30 years in 30 days. Plain and simple, Sonic's had a lot of games. So I'll start today with a game that's going to get remastered in a little more than 2 months. Sonic Colors. Actually, not 2 months, 3 months, what am I saying? So Sonic Colors came out on November 16, 2010 in the United States. Well, by the way, I'm going to be releasing that. I'm going to announce the release date for every single game. And overall, it was a pretty fun time when it came out. I mean, it was a good boost up for the series, something it absolutely needed after the dreadful 5 years that preceded it, from 2005 to 2009. Well, 2010, this is a good start for this. This is a good restart for the series. When it came out. There's a reason. There was a big reason it's getting a remaster. This well today? Well, let's find out. Also, by the way, I love this little nostalgic callback. So let's begin with the act. There we go. In total, there are a total of 66 stages in this game. 21 of them are special stages, 7 of them are bosses, and 30 of them are the standard acts. These acts are divided into 6 for each world, for each of the first 6 zones, and 2 for the 7th zone. The 8th zone is where the special stages take place. None of the other games, to my knowledge, at least from what I can remember, actually name their special stage zone, within where that zone simply being Game Land. I did not show off any footage of Game Land for this, but I will mention that the way to unlock it is to collect 5 red rings in each of the first 36 of the 36 acts. There are no red rings, by the way, in the acts of the last regular zone, which is Terminal Velocity. And each zone has 1 boss. Let's head on to now. Each game has a strength and a weakness. Let's head into Colors. What I think Colors' biggest strength is. I'm just gonna stay silent for a second. Spectacle. Now, I don't mean spectacle and say, as I mentioned earlier in the preview, spectacle is story plus graphics plus set pieces. Story is not so hot for this. Story is not so good for this one. It's pretty bare bones, but for the graphics and the setting, beautiful job. You can start here. We see this slow transition from this green foresty plain into this big factory. By the way, this little pink guy, he's a wisp. This game has several wisps. These little aliens that Sonic collects throughout the game. And in the plot of the game, Eggman kidnaps them and they help out Sonic basically. They're neat little MacGuffins, neat little gimmicks. As for the game, again, beautiful graphics. You can see right, especially for the Nintendo Wii. Yeah. As far as set pieces, it's a little lacking on that, admittedly. Again, graphics can take a lot for a thing. As can sound for a game. As for the next category, as for some side categories, rhythm and flow are pretty good here. And these are the kind of stages everyone remembers: the speed, the pretty picture, the speed. You're blasting through the speed of sound. That's all anyone remembers in this game, at least at the face value, which I think is a good memory to have. However, there is another problem with this game. Boring stages. Which relates to this game's big weakness. Fun factor. You notice what we're doing here? Just bouncing on a trampoline. That's it. We're not blasting through the stars as you see in the Act 1 of this zone. No, this is Act 4. We're just bouncing on a trampoline. Slowly bouncing on a trampoline. Look at them go. Up and down and all around. Oh, gosh. Look at him. Oh, where'd I go? Nobody knows. Again, all Sonic's doing? Oh, knockback. I got a red ring. Got some rings, though. Also, another big thing of this game, bits and deaths. I did not die a lot in Sonic Colors DS. I died a lot in Sonic Colors Wii. part because I wanted to go fast in these slow, boring stages. There's one thing I hate in a Sonic game, it's slow and boring. Where I can't control Sonic, where I'm just set watching something. I hate that. And especially in Sonic. Some other games, I can tolerate it. Mega Man and Mario, it makes sense because they move slow. Same thing with Kirby, they move slow. You know, the character moves slow. Isn't they all about going fast or about jumping from place to place? Sonic's about doing that at the literal speed of sound. Bouncing out a trampoline at 1 mile an hour is not the speed of sound. By the way, you know what I was doing there? I thought that the little thing with trampoline would accelerate. I was wrong. And not even one of these kind of stages. Oh no. You think, okay, well, it's a one-off, right? That ain't too bad. No. There's 2 of them. 2 of these lovely escapades. And I'm going to make you watch this whole thing. Why? Because you need to understand something. Sonic, when people say they don't like Sonic Colors, it's not just for the story, which is a little bit childish, but I don't mind that. What they don't like is the 2-pronged side of it. The fun, speedy side everyone remembers, which is present in other games in the series, many other games in the series, and this slow, monotonous stages. Like Mr. Trampoline over here. Boing. Look at him go. Sonic just slowly hopping from platform to platform, bouncing on a trampoline, trying to not go too fast, but go fast. Because this trampoline not going to catch up to Sonic if you go too fast. Look at this. This is not fun level design. This is not fun to play. This is why Sonic Colors has fun stages. This is not one of them. In fact, I'd say about less than half inches of fun. And why did I jump off the side there? Because I thought the thing was going to go. It didn't. Because I didn't hit it the right way the first time. Very finicky. By the way, if you're wondering who this what this is a remix by someone known as Legend of Renegade, guys, which will be the link in the description. Again, every single video will have a link in the description to somewhere else that's not me. And I figured this link would be to a great remixer on YouTube known as Legend of Renegade. He makes a lot of great Genesis tracks along with other remixes. By the way, that little thing I'm trying to collect, Red Ring, that's the Red Ring. Gotta collect all those to get the emeralds. And there's 180 of them. Not worth it, but at least there's no super boss. You don't need to do it. It's just fully optional. So that is nice. In fact, I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing. I'm not quite that cruel to you. You get the idea. You're bouncing slowly. Let's go into the real fun. So let's look at the final boss. And yes, I'm gonna be pulling a final boss. Pretty simple here. Eggman's running away from you. You gotta run to him. By the way, who's Eggman? He's the guy outside of that purple thingy. He's wearing a red jacket. You'll see him in about 1 second. Boop. Bada. Bing. Bang. Good music. Hi, Eggman. That's Eggman. And Sonic's a blue guy, in case you didn't know that. Let us move on to the next factor. One thing I absolutely hand this game is its music. More specifically, how it can play with its music. Because the soundtrack is pretty good. It has some boring stuff, but it has some good stuff too. And you know what? All in all, let's go back to the great spectacle of the game. You can really get a good feel of how, this big moment. Something I love to see right here is timing the sound with the spectacle. That's something it's really good at. Look at that. That perfect timing when you see Sonic attack it. The music right in the ear. That is beautiful. By the way, this game is a ranking system. It's not bad. It's not too good or bad, so I'm not going to mention it very much. What I do want to mention is one of the shortest final stages in the series. You know what we don't have to do for this final stage after the final boss, which is pretty rare. So you have stage final, but you know what they do? 6 jumps. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Always gets a little bit of giggle out of me. And if you can give me a giggle, I'll be a little lenient on you. Overall, though, I think Color is a pretty decent game. Story's simple, doesn't get in the way. It doesn't do a whole lot. Overall, decent time. let's move on to this game's final score. Loudest thing in the world. 1 second. There we go. Let's not shatter everyone's eardrums, Jesse. Overall, I think it's a solid game. I think it's an 18 out of 25 in the spectacle. Pretty good. The sound, decent. Fun factor, low. Flow and rhythm, admittedly, that's also kind of a weakness, but I don't think it's as bad as the fun factor for me, because that's what I remember the most. The controls, they're decent, but there's some flaws, and that's an easy point for controls, because the buttons all work. Length, the game's a bit on the shorter side. It's about 2 hours and 12 minutes, and a lot of that length is just taken up by these slow, boring stages. As for the bonus right here, well, it exists, so it gets one of them. It's got a lot of... Those game land stages, you can give it 2 for having a playable Supersonic after you get all of that. Cutscene, you can rewatch cutscenes at any time. That's nice. And I think overall... So overall, I gotta give it 5 of that. So, final score is 61. It's a nice solid 61. Thank you for watching. And I will see you all next time as we look at Sonic and Knuckles for the Sega Genesis. Thank you for watching.